Hey y'all, Jesse Petersen here with Let's Make Art. I'm a mixed media artist and I love art journaling. Art journaling is just whatever you want it to be. It can be a really fun way of just getting your feelings out one day. It can be recording things that are happening in your life. It can be exploring different techniques and prompts in your journal to just try to explore your whole art journey. It's a lot of fun and I'm so glad that you're here. Today I have a fun project for you. We're calling it the Serenity Mandala.
Serenity.
And that's Keenan's voice.
Yes, I'm in the background. I'm sorry for saying serenity. So sultry-like.
He tells us what to do here on set with the camera, and he's our art cheerleader, hype man. So it's pretty great.
Hype man.
Okay, so I'm excited to do this project with you. We're gonna go over the supplies that we're gonna use, the steps, and get started. Okay. So the supplies we're going to use are, well, first of all, we have these awesome stencils that are super fun. And we're going to use a whole bunch of them in one today because this is a layered technique. So we're going to use this part of this one for that part. We're going to use this one for this right here. We're going to use this one for these little leaves and these little dots on that layer. We're going to use this one for right here, and this one for right there, and that one for right there.
Oh my goodness.
And we're going to use a circle out of the middle of this one for that little circle that's in the background right there.
Like a stencil family party.
It's going to be so fun. Okay.
Hello, we're the stencils, and we've come to art journey with you.
Okay, so those are the stencils we're going to use, and the rest of the supplies we are going to use is collage paper that comes in the subscription box, or you can use whatever paper you have around and follow along with us. We are going to use the Dr. P.H. Martin Spectralite, liquid acrylic in aqua, violet, white, and I don't know that I use black, but you can have it out, see how you feel about it. We're going to use this glue stick for our collage paper, but you can also use Yes Paste. We're big fans of Yes Paste, and so you can use them either way. We just included this in our subscription box to change it up for you so you could compare what it's like to use something else. We're also going to use this stencil brush for stenciling, and we're going to use this white pen in our stencil. And you may want to have a couple other brushes around just for our background painting, and it's totally up to you what you want to use, but anything's going to work just fine because it's sort of abstract. And we are going to use an X-Acto to cut our paper out here, and I forgot to take my X-Acto out of my little zipper bag. This is an X-Acto that we're going to use. I love this one.
I like that zipper pouch.
Thanks. This is by Wheeler Bag Company, Co. I don't know which one they like to say. And it's kind of like a waxed canvas. And I love it because I put my X-Acto in there and then I put it in my art box. So because the X-Acto has one of these little plastic caps, but sometimes it slips off. And I don't like stabbing myself with a X-Acto, so I like to keep it in here and keep it all separate from my other supplies.
Nice.
So we're going to use the X-Acto for cutting. You may also find it, help me just square them up in this. Okay. You may also find it helpful to have a cutting mat to cut on. If you want to be able to cut a straight edge, it would also be nice to have a ruler. So that is what we're going to do with the steps. And then I will tell you about our prompt. So in this art journaling journey here with Let's Make Art, we like to do a prompt and a technique to make a project. Now, you don't have to follow this exactly. If you just like the technique, that's great. If you want to read the prompt and be thinking about that as you're making it and it informs your art, awesome. You also don't have to use this prompt for this technique. You could switch it up and use some of the other ones. We did abundance, so you can go and check out that project. And we also did balance. Okay, so let's get started. This is gonna be so fun. Get my blank journal and switch it out. Switch it out. I'm going to try to get my page nice and flat. Yeah, it's going good. Maybe I'll add another clip for a second to help that keep it flat. Okay, so we'll push that up. I'm going to bring over our X-Acto and our cutting board. And we are going to use this part of our collage paper, kind of like a space scene.
Big fan of the space. Makes me think of Star Trek.
Oh, y'all know I love a little bit of Star Trek. Or maybe you don't know that about me, and now you do. Now I just owned up to my nerdiness.
Nice.
I just saw the episode where Picard is like a Vulcan to try to go help Spock.
Oh.
Next generation Star Trek stuff. I fell asleep, so I don't know how it ended.
Oh no.
I know, right? Oh, do you know what I forgot to do before I got into the project?
Set an intention.
The prompt and the intention. I got so excited to make this, y'all. I forgot. I was talking about the prompt and how we could use different ones, and then I went right into making it. So let's do that. Okay. So our prompt today is all about serenity, and this theme that we've been working in is all about seeking solace through making mandalas. And so each one of these mandalas has like a kind of cool word to be thinking about when you're making it. So I have this, and it says, as we search for peace amid the storm of life, the word serenity may be one you can think more about when creating a mandala. Randy Armstrong said, worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace. Is there something you can let go of today to make room for serenity? While we continue to navigate the uncertainty of daily life, look to serenity as a compass.
That is one of my favorite quotes now.
Yeah?
Yes.
The worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace.
Yes.
Isn't that so true, though?
Yes.
Like, really?
So I recently looked into the difference between happiness and excitement. Mm-hmm. And happiness goes along with that quote. The definition I found was from someone else. It wasn't a written definition, it was a description. Mm-hmm. It was, happiness is content, in the moment. Not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, but in the moment. You are content with what is happening in that moment. That is happiness.
Yeah, and I feel like you can find serenity like in the middle of chaos, like if you're willing to let that happen, right?
Absolutely. And it's not an easy thing. I think you have to look for it and work for it.
Yes.
Right? You have to want serenity.
Yeah, and you have to practice kind of cultivating that.
Yeah.
And art journaling is a great practice for trying to do that. For me, anyway, like
Absolutely.
I find a lot of peace in making things in my journal, getting off my phone and doing something physical with my hands, especially before I go to sleep at night. Doing something like that instead of being on my phone or whatever is super helpful. I'm just trimming a little bit off each side so I can kind of center this on my page, and then I'm going to probably trim it again, but just thought I'm going to do that so I can kind of get it. All right, so we're going to paste this down on this page. I'm going to line this up like this, and I'm going to glue it in, and then you're going to see the back of my page where it's like hanging off. And then we'll trim that out that way, so it'll be easier than trying to fit it to the page. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna flip over my page, and you are welcome to use the S-Paste if you have that already. The drying time is a little slower, but we're gonna work quick with this glue stick. And I just thought this would be a great way to guys to try different things and see what you like. The glue stick is definitely less messier, but it does dry quicker, and once it sticks on there, there's not a lot of repositioning. But when you're doing something simple like this, we're just gonna, go for it, then it's probably fine. And just wanna make sure you get the edges, because once we get painting and getting media on there, if the edges are exposed, then they might kind of crinkle up. Just wanna make sure we get those down. All right. And then I'm just going to bring this right to the crease of the middle of the journal. And what I like to do is just move it back just a bit so that when your journal folds on itself, it's not gonna like crinkle up. See, I was a little too close on that, but that's all right. We'll stick it down and we'll go from there. If you had S-Paste, you could probably move it, but we're good, we got it. So just a titch over, so that when you fold it, it doesn't want to kind of pull up. Okay, so we got that on there. Now we'll flip it over and trim out off the extra paper.
Try to keep it in one piece. Challenge.
Oh man. I'm just using this edge of my paper as a guide because this paper is kind of thick. That's nice. I like that. Oh, I was going to do one. I can't do it.
Oh, it's all right.
Sorry to let you down.
It's okay. It's not a problem. You know, it's not a big deal. I'm seeking serenity.
Yes. And I wanted to talk more about that. Like, I have a lot of anxiety, and it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm thinking really hard about stuff. Like, I think some people's biology just creates a little more of that. But whether you like have anxiety or like a lot, like maybe I do, or you're just going through life, there's still some times where you're going to feel a little anxiety, you know?
Absolutely.
Everybody has that at some point in their life.
Whether it's a stressful moment or a trial during life, absolutely you're going to feel anxiety at some point.
Yeah. So like I feel tense when I'm anxious. I feel, stress and overwhelm, and it's usually because I'm worried about some future event, and I think a lot of people kind of feel anxiety around those things. Sorry, I hit my mic. For me, I get like this crazy muscle tension and like it hurts. It feels like that a little bit right now. So I need this art journaling experience today. And sometimes it disturbs our sleep, and that's super frustrating. So just, finding ways to channel serenity is a good thing. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to use this stencil. So the one that kind of looks like a sunflower, I guess. And we're going to get this gem looking part of the paper. You can use whatever part of the collage paper you like. It's no big deal.
Makes me think of like a zoomed in diamond.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's accurate. Maybe it looks like crystals too.
Ooh. I'm gonna actually use this white pen, or I can use a pencil actually. Let's see. Do I have my pencil? Here's one. There we go. Okay. So do this circle really fast. Trace that. You could use your white pen, it'll probably show it better. I don't know why I got stuck on a pencil, but that's all right. Okay. And you could use scissors for this. I didn't bring scissors with me, and I'm pretty handy with an X-Acto, so I'm going to go for that. But this is definitely something that's great to do with scissors.
Do you think finding serenity requires a specific type of posture?
Maybe. A posture that's not like making you feel tense, right?
Exactly, a relaxed posture.
Thanks for making sure everybody can see what we're doing, Keenan. He likes to sneak in ways to tell me to move my head, which I like. But I guess it's not very sneaky if I'm telling you about it.
No.
But also might be weird, like, why is he always talking about our posture? I mean, is it always? I don't know. Probably. Okay, so we got that circle right there. And then I think this part is so fun. We're going to do, so we got that. We got, let's see, we're going to need this one. So let's trace these little leaves. And you can line this up on your paper however you want. Whoop. And you could also tape it down if you like that. Might be easier. And you can explore the different shapes that you want to cut out. If you like this stencil, go for it. You want to try a different one? You could try a different one. Got a lot to choose from.
Use the stencil and no pencil to cut with your X-Acto.
Well, if you slip, then
you're ruining that stencil.
Yeah, but might be tricky. Also, you don't need to use an X-Acto if you trace it. Then you could cut these out with the scissors too. But if you do use an X-Acto and you get all precise on it, then you'll have this paper shape with these little leaves cut out, and you could do something else with that in your journal. So that's kind of fun.
That would be fun. Nice football shapes.
Yeah, they kind of do look like footballs. Get that to, oh, it's because it's still hanging on. Still hanging on. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I think when you're doing things to practice bringing in a little serenity in your life, it's like helping you soften the reaction to things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, stressful things are not going to stop happening, especially this year. You know? So we just have to figure out how to roll with it and still have peace.
We just have to recognize it as a test.
Yeah,
It's helping us grow.
it is.
What is that a picture of, do you know?
It's like an abstract picture of like water droplets. I say abstract because I don't think these colors exist in real life. But I think they're kind of like water droplets. Like
They look like water droplets.
sort of like fizzy
They almost look
underwater.
like bubbles.
Yeah, bubbles, there you go. I think that's more accurate. I just thought it looked like a really calming image.
It is. But now I'm thinking of 7-Up.
Well, this would be more like grape soda, don't you think?
Ooh, well, yes. Yes, I do. I do think it'd be grape.
I mean, it would be great if it was grape.
It would be.
I love grape soda. I just love a lot of forms of soda. My favorite flavor, though, is peach, for sure. Okay, so see, you could use that in a different way if you wanted to. Okay, so we got all of our cutting done. Put these right here. Next step is going to be, whoop, that's the journal we already made. Let's see, get the one I haven't. Our next step is going to be to put this a little off center in this area here, and we'll glue that down. And then before I glue that down, I just want you to see what the next step is so you can kind of plan for it. Where's this stencil right here? We're gonna take this, and after we glue this guy down, we're gonna center this on that. So centering this circle on that circle, and then we're going to place these back down to glue them so we can get them in their precise spot.
Nice.
Isn't that fun? So that's what we're gonna do, just so you're ready. Okay, so I'm gonna get my glue stick again. Just get the edges, that's really important. And I'm just gonna put it slightly, I like this darker image here so there's some contrast, and I'm gonna put it slightly off center so we can kind of look like it's glowing in a way.
Yes.
That's what I was going for. I don't know.
It looks great.
Thanks. Okay, now we're gonna get this one. And we might wanna just temporarily lightly tape that down so it doesn't slip on us. Just really lightly. Maybe I'll just tape it to this. There we go. Can you see that on the camera still?
Yep.
Okay.
Still looks good.
All right. So then, and I'm not worried about like matching this up so the image like matches up to that, although you could. I think to me, it's kind of neat for it to be random where it doesn't match up the way it was before. But you do you, okay? Whatever you like, you can do that because this is your art journal. Okay, so I just put a little glue on it, and then I'm just gonna put it right into the space that we had before. Now this one's gonna come off the page a little bit, and that's all right because we'll trim it just like we did the background.
Nice.
And I'm gonna alternate like the super bubbly one versus like a less bubbly one.
It's gonna look so clean.
Yeah.
Big fan.
The secret behind this layout.
Don't we have a birthday for someone today?
We do. Our customer service team are happy.
Customer happiness.
Thank you. Our customer happiness team is one of the best I've ever come in contact with in my career.
Yes.
Like, they're amazing. And we have this awesome girly named Amy who has a birthday today. And she was really excited about this tutorial. So I told her I was going to be channeling all the good vibes, Serenity vibes for her on her birthday. So happy birthday, Amy.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Nailed
I like
it.
it. Oh yeah, see, so like the dark and then a light one and then maybe that one next.
Definitely it makes that, I almost think it looks like a planet, that circle background.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Because like, it's got its sun behind it.
It can be our Serenity planet.
Serenity planet.
I trimmed that out a little thinner on that one. That's cool. I'm like, I'm missing some leaves. Do we got them all? Did I that's the one thing about collaging. So
Everything sticks to you.
everything sticks to you, and then sometimes you're like, wait, where did that tiny little piece of paper go? It's in my lap. I always find it when I get up and I give up, and then it's right there in my lap. Just want to make sure I have them all. Okay, we got them all. I think I want to do this lighter one there, and then that one there. Yeah, okay. Oh, this was it's just so fun to make this one. I really enjoyed making it the first time when I was trying to figure out what our project is going to be, you know. And it's still really fun. Okay.
I just love how many layers there are.
So many layers.
It makes it so much, it's so much cool.
And that's what I love about art journaling. Like, if you think that you made a mistake, you really just gave yourself another opportunity for layers. And like Keenan said, more layers are great. I like to think about it like, I don't know, like when I'm in nature and I see like how nature forms something and over time, it's kind of cool to imagine like the story behind all those layers.
Yeah. I like to make up stories.
Yeah?
Yeah. So that's what I like to do.
I do too. Sometimes if I see like some kind of scenario that's happening, maybe with a little family on the side of the road or whatever, I like to think, okay, they're on their way to do this thing, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a guy stop on the side of the road to like wash his window, and we had just passed a gas station, so I was like, I mean, he could have did it at the gas station, but maybe it was like, these love bugs, I've had it, I'm gonna. But then I was like, maybe it's more aerodynamic and he's got to go really fast. I don't know. I was always thinking of like...
Giving him reasons why he did it then.
Yeah. I like to play the positive, give them the benefit of the doubt if I'm grumpy about something game. But also, like me and my brother growing up, we would just come up with random silly reasons why people are doing what they're doing. And it was a fun game that we played.
That was a fun game. Okay,
so now that we got that glued down, we can flip this over and just trim off the extra. And I look like I'm still got a little bit of extra of that page there, so I'm going to just take my ruler right to the edge of that so I can get that too. So I'm just doing that. And I'm gonna see if I can separate it. Yeah, I did it. Got that cut. Oh, so crisp. Yeah, sometimes just having the ruler protect your page when you're cutting kind of gives you more confidence in cutting it, so you're not going to like cut into your page. So that's a good trick.
That is a good trick. Pro trick.
Pro
tip.
Tip. There we go. We did it. All right.
Nice.
Okay, so now that we got our collage paper elements, I say we start painting this side. It seems like a good next step. I'm gonna put my clip here and then I'll move it around as I'm painting. So let's just stencil paint. Also, you're gonna wanna try to keep that glue stick top on. Man, I got stuff sticking to me everywhere. So your glue doesn't dry out. All right, well, let's see. We're gonna get a little bit of aqua.
I just thought of an idea.
Got an idea?
What if you leave the clip there and that's where you put the date of when you did that art journal?
That could be cool. I like that. You could leave a little
that,
negative space. So you could try
leave that
that.
negative space.
Very cool. Put our white here so I don't. Oh, these paints are just so great. I love them because they're liquid acrylic. They're more liquidy
Oh,
than
really?
other acrylic. It's like thicker, more viscosity. I know I've mentioned that a couple times, but this, I mean, hey, you could have jumped into this one and didn't see the one previous, right?
Absolutely. Question.
Yeah,
Do you want to scoot most things to your left?
this way. To my
Yes,
left.
a little bit more.
Right there.
And a little down.
Right here.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can bring your palette in too so we can see more colors.
Yay! I like that.
Perfect, thank you.
So I'm just going to start out by putting a little of this violet right in here. And because I didn't put my paper all the way to the edge so that my book wouldn't crinkle in a weird way, I'm just going to put a little purple in that spot too, just to give it some crossover. You could even hit this other page with a little purple if you want. That's fun.
That is fun.
Ooh, yeah. So you can water this paint down and get it really transparent like this, or you can use it straight out and get a really nice, thick, dark pigment, which I like.
Dark.
Dark. I'm so dramatic today. Okay, I'm going to mix a little of this violet with our aqua to get a kind of navy color. We're gonna need a little more purple. So if you're still looking at aqua, just keep adding purple until it gets to be more navy. Oh, there we have it. It's working for me. Yes. And I think I want a little bit of that right in here. And I'm just using my number 8 round brush and doing some just like up and down sort of just stripey strokes. But you could get swirly, you could get crazy, you could just do whatever feels like you're getting serenity happening, you know? For some reason, this just feels nice to do up and down strokes. I like it.
I feel like they're calming colors.
Yeah. So calm. I actually feel my shoulder kind of not as tight as it was when I first started. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Love that. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of white to my blue to lighten it. And I'm just gonna run back through this paint in some spots. I like that. I still want a little bit darker blue in the middle, so I'm just gonna mix my blue again and get that in the middle. See, there's our blue. And this paint dries quickly, and if you want it to be more opaque, you can just do more layers. That's the nice thing about that. Okay, now we can start doing some of our lighter values. And by lighter value, I just mean I'm gonna add white and it won't be as dark as we're working around. I'm just gonna take this clip off. Okay.
It's okay that you didn't want to use my clip negative space.
Oh, I forgot. They can try it and show us.
Absolutely. I can probably try it too sometime.
Yeah. Sorry, Keenan. I just got excited about making it how it was before.
No, I understand. It's lovely.
Okay, let's get a little bit of this aqua in the middle. Add a little white to that. Oh, I just feel so much more calmer. I got like more quiet and chill.
Yep. It's like focus mode.
Yeah, it really is just so nice to paint. And I'm just kind of going back and forth between a lighter value and a darker one. Just adding the paint. This is probably my favorite part of this, is just painting this background. So nice. And now I know I want to do like a purple stencil over here, so I'm doing a lighter value in the background, so that purple violet will pop. And then I want to do some lighter purple over here. Need more white. More white. I love how easy this stuff is to use. You just the dropper and get it on your palette there. All right. It does dry quicker on your palette than some other paint because it dries quicker. So you just got to work quicker.
What if you set a timer?
You could.
How much can you do in 30 seconds?
If that feels right for you. If that stresses you out,
Yes.
don't worry about it. Just use a little bit of
Yes.
paint at a time, and then you won't have to
that's
worry about it
true. I
drying.
get excited because I like to time myself on things. So we're trying to relax here.
No, it's all good. Like I use timers for some things at home, and it's really great. And sometimes I use timers in art if I am overthinking it. It's like, no, just do this part and move along. I mean, sometimes people would think like deadlines take the fun out of art. And I get to work with deadlines to create these projects to share with you. And I don't mind them because they push me to make a decision. And then it's done, you know?
Yeah.
So timers are totally fine in art if it's not stressing you out. If you're just enjoying what you're doing, then forget that timer. But if you're finding yourself struggling in that's a good solution. Keenan, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem. I'll be here all week.
Now, if your paint is still wet and you want to blend two colors, you can do white and it'll kind of blend them a little. See, like I had white and then I got into that purple that's still wet and I made kind of a light purple. Now we can start blending the aqua to the purple. I'm just finding some spots, like maybe the aqua was behind the purple and it's wanting to show through in some places. And you can spend as long or short as you want on this part. Just having a little color in the background makes the other stencil that we're going to put on top of it pop, which I like to do. I think we need a little more blue right in here. And this is going to turn out different every time for me. And if it doesn't look just like mine, that's okay. We're just having fun playing with our paint and seeing how it blends and enjoying the process and feeling calm. For me, it's all about the process more than it is the outcome. It's like how I feel while I'm doing it is what I care about. It's a bonus if it is all of the things.
Yes.
The bonus if it turns out to be something I'm really excited about.
I like this a lot because it makes me think of rain.
Oh yeah, like a clean, nice rain. I love how rain smells.
Oh yeah.
My husband took some really cool pictures, lightning pictures this summer here in Missouri, and some of them that were at night had a sort of purple cast when the lightning lit up the sky. Did you see those pictures?
I saw those. They're amazing.
To share those with you guys. They're really cool, and I think this purple kind of reminds me of that when you said rain, I mean, besides Prince Purple Rain popping in my head, I was thinking about those lighting pictures. Have you ever seen purple rain in real life? Is that a thing?
No, I'm not.
I mean, I guess if it was raining at twilight or something, it could feel like. I'm gonna have to try to pay attention if I can recognize that somewhere.
I think it would probably be hard to see purple rain. The sky could be purple. Still pretty though.
Mm-hmm. Now it's nice to have, if you like the pastel, that's great, but it's nice to have some darker values because what the plan is for this, if you want to follow along, is that we're going to have that white stencil over top of this. So we really want some dark areas so that white's going to pop in some places. I might even put a little more right there. Ooh, that was dark. I like it. A little more. There we go. There's our blue. Let's get that in there.
This is the kind of background that I would like to sketch if I could sketch a city.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like have this be in the background
Mm-hmm.
and then city over top of it?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I hope you're not stressing too much. You're just going with the flow. That's what we want. And you could just have a couple of these painted backgrounds if you're really enjoying it in your journal. You could do this, try this a couple of times and then try different stencils over top of it. So don't think like this is the one background that has to be perfect for this one thing. Just have fun with it and then figure out what stencil works with that one and keep exploring if that works for you. Okay, I think I'm almost done with this background. I always say that and then I have to add a couple things. Just want to blend that off the edge there. It's feeling good. I like it. Okay, while we're waiting for this side to dry, we'll work back on our other side. I'm going to bring my clip in just to keep this a little bit flatter. There we go. I'm going to move this over a bit. You just tell me if I get out of the range of the camera.
No,
okay.
You look good.
So we're making progress. I think we should do these ones on there next. So we're going to get this one.
Wait, can you show that again?
Oh.
Up above the journal. Yep, there you go.
So we're making progress. And we're going to do this one next. I realized when I pulled it back for you to see that you couldn't see what I was talking about.
Yep.
Thank you, Keenan. All right. So I'm just going to put that one right there. I'm going to use a little bit of saved my tape. What the nice thing about saving that tape is it's less tacky after a minute, but it still sticks and it's not so hard to get it off.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. That's a little bit on the edge. I want it to be like right there. Okay. My favorite way to use these stencils is the pen. I mean, it's just so great. And it's more precise than a stencil because of the paper, just the way these are. But let's do this stencil. You could do just lines, you could fill it in, and do whatever you want. Whoops, I slipped. That's all right, I'm not mad about it. Maybe that one's a shooting star.
It is. I've got it on good authority that that's a shooting star.
That's a sign that I just want to slow down. Can't see a shooting star if you're in a rush.
Exactly.
Did I get them all? Oh, I think I wanted to color that in. And this one, we're going to do a little purple.
I think you might have missed one.
Where? Oh, right there. Thanks, Keenan.
You're welcome.
See, if that happens to you, you can try to line it up. And it's not the end of the world if it doesn't line up perfectly. Y'all, we're not being precious. We're just having a good time. We did it.
Boom.
Okay. And we'll go back around this in a minute, but let's do the purple one next. So the purple one, we really want to make sure we get taped down a little flatter, because if it's not, and it might be a little hard to do, that's okay. Then the paint will get under the stencil and it might make it a little blurry, but that's okay because the blurry look is good. It's all good. I'm gonna put this right here. I just wanted you to try the stencil brush, to try the pen, try all the things, and you could see how you get different effects with that, right? I may just press down when I'm doing that. Okay, so let's get our purple, just straight purple, or violet, that's what this is called. And our stencil brush, which I'm not going to wet, I'm going to use it dry because I feel like that helps. And this has a flat edge, so when you're doing your stencil, you're getting a flat connection, and that helps to get what we're going for. Now, if you got it really wet, then it kind of makes the paper bleed, so I didn't wet the brush. I have the pigment, and then I kind of just dabbed it on my napkin, so we'll see how that does for us.
I'm excited about this.
And I'm just dabbing it on. And I'm trying to keep my stencil as flat as I can. Like I said, it's not going to come out perfect, and that's okay. So a little more paint on my brush, then I'm going to dab it a little bit on my paper towel, and then I'm going to go back at it. And I have mine crossing over the middle of the page. And, you know, it's not going to be perfect right there either, but I just kind of like the idea of it not being perfect, so I'm okay with that. Get a little sneak of this. Oh yeah. Okay. I think that might do it. Okay, I'm going to carefully peel this back. It's a little humid here today. There we have it.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so my glue stick kind of pulled up a little bit on my page, but I'm going to wait for that paint to dry before I try to address that. Oh, that's so fun. Okay, let's do that again on this corner here with this other stencil. Right in here. I'm going to have it go off like that. Okay. I don't know what I did. Oh, my tape's probably on the other side of my stencil. I'm just going to get more. I'm so calm, I got quiet. I'm usually like chatting, but that's okay. Let's see. Stencil brush. Okay, so get a little purple on the brush and dab a little bit off so it's not too wet. Try to keep our stencil flat, and just same thing. Oh, my stencil's bouncing a little bit. I'm going to try to keep my head out of the way and hold this down while I'm doing it.
Challenge accepted.
And I'm just dabbing it on. I'm not like scraping it, moving it, because if you do that, you risk getting it under the stencil. And on this one, you want to stay away from the middle. I already kind of put some there, so that's all right. But if you want it to look like it's just the little mermaid scales on that side, then avoid the middle.
It might look kind of cool in the middle though.
Yeah, I think it might be cool. So pretty. It kind of gave it a soft edge.
Yeah.
So you could do that. And see how I didn't hit the middle on this one, so I don't have that. So either one. Oh, so fun. I love it. Okay, so that's all of our, nope, I'm gonna wash my brush this time now that I have the purple, done with the purple. I'm gonna do one more layer, and you might not even seen it on there. It's so subtle. So I'm trying to get my brush as dry as I can, get most of that purple out. Then I'm gonna mix the purple with the white. And my paint's drying a little bit, but that's all right. We can still make this happen. I see in the background, there's this little titch of that color right in there. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
So subtle, and it's this one. So I'm gonna line this one up. I think I did, yeah, kind of like that. So many stencils. This is a subtle one. Not gonna notice it, it's just a little bit of depth there. My tape's coming off in a weird way, but that's all right.
It just wants to be part of the art.
Yeah, it's just like, gotta do my own thing here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move this over a little bit, is that okay?
Yes.
Just wanna try to keep that as flat as I can. So you can see that shadow where it's popping up, so whenever we do the stencil, I'll just hold it. All right. And subtle, like that.
I like that too.
Thanks. Okay, now we can work on the other side while we wait for this to dry.
It's a really good match. That subtle one is a really good match to the top left corner.
Yeah. Good eye. I like that. I like that you saw that. I'm going to put a little bit more white on my brush since we had that light purple. I'm just going to get more white. I'm going to try to get some of this purple off my brush without getting my brush super wet because I want to do a dry brush technique. Let's see if I can get some of that purple off. Get the wet out of my brush. Let's see if we can get just white. If we can do. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm just getting white on my brush. And I was thinking when I did this, it was almost like I wanted them to feel like they had some movement or like orb light around it. I don't know. So I just kind of took my brush and I lightly went around. I know you want like less paint on my brush. Lightly went around in a circle.
Do you
like
want to
that.
scoot that to the right quite a bit so we can see that on the side cam?
Yeah. So just a dry brush. This brush has a cool texture to it. It's like it's stiffer.
Yeah.
So then we can kind of get, you know, this going on a little bit. Same with this. We'll just a little bit.
I like that a lot.
And we'll play around with the pen and give it some more layers, but just a little light, little something going on there. And don't worry about it being perfectly circular. It's just that your brain will fill it in, like it's not gonna look for it to be perfect. Yeah, I like that. Maybe we need it over here too. Yeah, okay. Then you can go back with your pen and kind of add some more darker white lines. if you like that kind of thing. If not, leave it out. You can see what it's going to look like on mine, then you can decide if you want it on yours.
There you go.
I kind of like how these ones are converging a little bit in their movement.
I do too.
Okay, so we got that. Now we can work on our stencil in the middle of that one, which is this one right here. But I'm just going to center it the best I can. I'm going to put the point of my star over that little leaf and that negative space over that, so you kind of see how I got those two lined up, and then other ones will just kind of line up. All right, that looks like a good spot. Tape it down. What am I doing with all my tape? Let's steal this tape. It's like Twister. Try to hold on to that. Get this. Twister art journaling. All right. Now that might still be a little wet. I don't know if that's going to be. Yeah, it's fine. It's dry. All right. Okay. Get our pen. And we'll just start tracing the middle of this. Almost had another shooting star there.
Nice. Big fan of shooting stars.
I like him. When's the last time you saw a shooting star?
A couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was actually with Robbie, your husband.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's a night guy, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
He likes to take nighttime photos and be up late.
It might have been closer to a month ago. Not just 2 weeks.
Sometimes 2 weeks seems like it.
Like
A month ago seems like 2 weeks. The way time has been flying by around here.
It's true.
Okay. So I'm not going to do this whole stencil. I'm just doing it this part. And I feel like this one kind of looks almost like a snowflake.
It does.
And I think mandalas are kind of like snowflakes where they're different every time. So that's one way you can think about these mandalas. Mandalas. I think I said it different like every time.
That's okay.
I think in the first video when we were talking about how to say it, I was like man and then dala.
Dala dala.
Yeah.
Bills.
Oh. So that's one way to say it. Oh, another shooting star. That's all right. I don't even think you can notice.
Nah. I'm not even sure where your first shooting star was at this point.
I already forgot.
Yep.
It's just so fun to get lost in these details, just making this. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we got that on there. And now we're going to switch to this stencil. And we're going to line up the middle. Maybe let that dry for just a second. We're going to line up the middle right here, and we're going to line up the little leaf shapes, and then we'll do these circles around that. That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be great.
But while we're waiting for that to dry, I think I'm going to put circles in the middle of this one. When I was making this, I was like, man, this is going to be a long tutorial, but this is so fun to keep doing these layers. So I was like, I'm just going to go for it.
What's going to make it pop.
Yeah, and it's what it makes it fun to make. You're just like doing some detail work. Okay, I like that. And I think this one, whoa, gonna have to stick our paper back down. I think I put a circle in the middle of this one with this stencil right here. And that's the fun thing about these stencils. You can just keep layering and making new designs. And I'm gonna fill this one in. Very nice. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I think we're ready. This one's dry enough. So I'll bring this one back over here. We're gonna line up our football shapes, as Keenan said.
Yes. Football leaves.
Football snowflake leaf mandala
Eye.
shape.
Lip.
Okay, so now we're just gonna do these little white dots around there. And you can fill them in, or you can do the lines, or you can do a little in between, kind of like the little in between look. Not filled in, but not just a single line. I don't know. And some of them are going to show up really nicely on the dark, and some of them on the light areas are not going to show up as well. And that's okay, it just adds to the interest and dimension and variety of our artwork. Got some coming off the page here. That's kind of cool. Think we got all those? Did I get them all?
I think so.
All right. So there's that. And our last step, because I think we got everything that we wanted on this side, is our big stencil here. And we'll be almost done, which is awesome and sad. I always feel like that when I finish something. I'm like, well, that was really fun to make. And I'm glad it's done, because I get to see the result, but also I almost want to keep going. And if you want to keep going, there are so many stencils and so much paint and so many more pages in your journal, you can keep going. All right, I'm gonna put this one right about there. Still in my tape for my other ones. There you go.
Those details make that page.
Pop, is that your
Pop.
sound effect for pop? I like it. I think we're gonna need one more tape just to keep this a little flat. Like I said, the pen and the stencil is less tricky than the stencil, but I like both. Okay, just settle in. This is a long detail one and it's so fun. Those little ones are tricky sometimes.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, gotta get this one right here. And this one, the ones that go off the edge of the paper, it's like, you just gotta try to get however you can that shape on there. There we go. All right, you ready for the big reveal?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It turns out a little different every time, but man, it's so satisfying to see it all come together. Oh, look at that.
That is amazing.
I'm going to share one little trick with you. If your glue come up at all on there and you just want to be able to make sure that stays down, if you have Yes paste, you can use that. Or if you're using a glue stick, you can just take a little bit of your glue stick on your palette knife. So we've got a nice skinny tool to work with. And we can bend our book back just a titch and run that along the side to get that to stick a little bit better. Because it's hard to get that glue stick under there, you know, with the shape of it as it is. But if you can get it on a palette knife or even a little plastic knife or whatever you got around, that will help get your glue right where you want it. And I've got a little bit coming off there, so I'm just gonna shove it in there. And then I'm gonna press down, and that ought to hold it. Just a little tip in case it comes up, because sometimes that happens. It gets a little wet with the paint, or maybe we just didn't get it all the way. But just a little palette knife will come in handy for that. We did it! My goodness, I love it. So Serenity Mandala layers, a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that you joined us in making this with us today. We hope that you feel a little more solace in your life after making this, a little more serenity, a little less stress, a little less tension, and we love it when you share what you make with us. In our community, we have a lot of sharing, a lot of caring, a lot of cheering, a lot of just awesome art vibes, right? And
great community.
Yeah, so if you want to share what you made, it inspires others, and we love to see how it turned out. You can share that with us on our Facebook group at Let's Make Art Journals, or you can hashtag us on Instagram, Let's Go Make Art, or Let's Make Art Journals, and we can see how yours turned out. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time.